reoccurring question from our members is about the pentatonic pairs. The following overview should help clarify their origin, where they're formed, and how to use them. In working with the sounds of the pentatonic system over the past few decades, I discovered how two simple notes that I named the pentatonic pairs can become a TPS, or tonal positioning system, that tells you where you are in the tune, much like a GPS tells you where you are on the road. The pentatonic pairs, when combined and moved, help you to hear and chain these basic jazz melodies through the chord changes in most tunes. It's not a surprise that pentatonic pairs have become ground zero for the Jazz Everyone language system. This work starts in Lesson 8.3. Pentatonic pairs are formed a fourth apart, starting on the second scale step of a major scale. This creates a melody chain used to form basic vocabulary for the traditional 2-5-1 cadence. This is the first step in the formation of the Jazz Everyone language system. Before we go any further, it's essential for you to have a firm grasp of this concept. There will be more information given in subsequent lessons to help reinforce and shape this concept. The important thing to remember is this: the music was there before it had a name. So take your time as you work through this quintessential step, and when you know what this pentatonic pairs sound like, where they're found on your instrument, and how to move them, you're ready to expand your vocabulary developing the pentatonic pairs in 8.4. In 8.4, we'll add a chromatic leading tone to embellish or decorate each pentatonic pair on the roots of the 2-5-1 cadence. For clarification, each set of whole steps is a pentatonic pair that can be chained in sets of pentatonic pairs through the chord changes. That's the basic concept, and when you play the patterns in 8.4, you'll recognize the real value of this concept. This is the second step in forming the Jazz Everyone language system. The pentatonic pair concept is framed in a familiar lesson format that includes etudes, improvisation strategies, ear training, little big band originals to perform, and more. It also includes some dynamite video tutorial references to help you establish the pentatonic pairs as ground zero in the Jazz Everyone language system. In 9.1, the pentatonic pairs are chained through the blues form. In 9.2, these pentatonic pair chains are used to create a variety of traditional blues licks. This is how it's done. Getting an early handle on hearing, finding, playing, and applying these two basic learning steps avoids a constant struggle when you're mixing and matching notes and rhythms to make the music. Hopefully, listening carefully to my response to each exercise will help you develop ideas about phrasing or shaping melodies. Now let's look at 9.3, where the major third adds color to the pentatonic pairs and becomes the third learning step in the Jazz Everyone Jazz Language System. In 9.3, the 1, 4, and 5 chords with major thirds are combined in the blues form with notes of the minor pentatonic scale. Play these until you can hear and feel how the major or minor thirds drop into place in the music. In 10.2, the major and minor pentatonic pairs are mixed and matched into an etude-like blues chorus. In 10.3, the major third is added to the pentatonic pair mix for a more sophisticated chorus of blues. When you've acquired the skills necessary to creatively incorporate the major and minor sounds into your blues, you can consider yourself well on the way to becoming a real player. The blues just ain't the blues without those sounds. Now we'll connect the pentatonic pairs with chromatics in 12.1, creating learning step number 4 in the Jazz Language System. In 12.1, the 2/2 steps or chromatics played between the pentatonic pairs not only create learning step number 4, they also result in the formation of the traditional bebop scale. These additional chromatics can be played in different places as needed to fit the chords. In 12.2, the pentatonic pairs are used to set up special chord tones and diminished scale patterns on the flat 7th of a 5 chord in a 2/5 chord change. This becomes learning step number 5 in the Jazz Everyone Jazz Language System. Hopefully this overview will answer some of the questions about the pentatonic pairs and how they are developed into 5 basic learning steps that provide the impetus for 6 jazz originals to learn and perform in part 2 of this overview. So let's move on now to part 2 of the Pentatonic Power Pack, or the PPP in the advanced corner.